Hello there, we might be live, we might be not, but if you see me, go ahead and say hi. That way I know you guys are in there. We will be starting soon with our predictions. We kind of have like a gloomy day, so hopefully you guys can see this okay, but it looks kind of dark to me. We had lots of light and all of a sudden the clouds came in. And there is Donald, faithful Donald. Last week I was out and Donald Hughes did the stream for me. He did a great job. Thank you, Donald, for pinch hitting, and thank you for doing this. Again, I thought you did an amazing job. I was able to catch a little bit while I was on the road, so I really appreciate it. And there's Steph. Hello from you. Houston, the Houston people are in town. Maybe the signal's stronger going to Houston. So guys, all this is new, so let me know how you see the camera. Let me know how you hear me. All this setup is new. I'm trying to figure it out. So give me a thumbs up if you can hear it good, or let me know. And if it's blurry, let me know that also for the camera. And again, I'll try my best to work it so that it looks fine. Yeah, I'm sorry. This new setup took a long time. I had everything ready last night, but this new setup took a long time. So, can you guys hear me okay? We have Matthews in the house. We have Boris. We have Steph. All right. So the sound is good. Does it sound worse if I get close to the microphone? Does it sound better? And how about the video? Can you guys see me okay? Is it blurry? This is one of those little webcams. All right, well, unless I hear something else, we're gonna keep going. Last week, I have to admit, my mom beat me on predictions. This week, I'm not gonna let that happen. I guarantee I'm gonna beat her this time. We'll see. I picked 8 games that are going on. Again, we can always pick all the games because I couldn't fit them in here, but I try to pick some of the games that have a lot of implications on what's gonna happen in the college football playoffs. And this is it. There's just these 3 last weeks, counting this one's 2 more. And then, the championship game starts. And then after that, of course, the bowl game. So this is when we separate the mans from the boys. And good teams, they come up with the wins. And they make it to those top 4. All good. Okay, Sam, thanks for joining us. All right, so we'll get started. We'll go with the first game here. Michigan versus Penn State. If you guys can see it, we have Michigan is 8-1, Penn State is 6-3. Michigan is the number 6, and I actually have underlined some of the teams that have definitely must wins, because they're there in the contention to either win their conference, go to the conference championship. So these are the teams that need to step it up, and they can't lose anymore from this point on, or that could mean they'll be out of the playoffs. So who do you guys like? Yeah, my mom beat everybody. Who do you guys like for this game? It's in Penn State. Michigan. Again, Michigan is ranked number 6, and Michigan State is ranked number 7. Nobody understands why, because Michigan State beat Michigan. Everybody's upset about that. This ranking committee, sometimes I don't know what they're thinking. They have the same record. They went head to head, and Michigan State beat them. So nobody agrees with Michigan being higher than Michigan State, regardless if they look like a better team right now. That's kind of unfair, since the game was very recent and they lost to Michigan State. Wolverines, all right, going to be a close one, but I think Michigan and Penn State upsets win. Well, guess what? I already put my mom's picks in here. My mom is picking Penn State on this one. They're at home. They're dangerous. They really have disappointed this year, but they're still a good team. I'm not going to do that. I'm picking Michigan I think that, like I said, this is the time where some of these teams, they know if they lose, that's it for them. Michigan State, and Ohio State are right there, all trying to win their conference championship. So I think they're going to step it up. Even though it's in Penn State, I'm still picking Michigan to win. So this is the first one I'm against my mom, and I feel pretty confident with it. Next up, we have ranking sucks. Yeah, I agree with you, Boris. I know. I think that they're going to go to after this year, they're going to go to the 12 team mix, because too many people just get left out, and it's just not fair, especially when you win your conference. It could be one of the big conference and they still sometimes put you at number 5. That's kind of unfair, I think. So, all right, Steph picks Michigan, and Sam is going with mom all the way. Hey, all right, she has a fighting chance to win, especially when you pick the team that is home. We saw that last week. A lot of the teams that played at home, they did the opposite, and they ended up winning the games. So now we have Oklahoma and Baylor. Oklahoma has yet to lose. They're 9-0. One of the few teams there that are still undefeated. They play at Baylor with a tough Baylor team that's 7-2. Baylor's number 13. They're no chumps either. And this could be a really tough game for Oklahoma. They're only a 5.5 point favorite to win this game. So who do you guys like on this one? Oklahoma has found a way to win somehow. WKR Piper from Cincinnati, how are you? Again, congratulations on Cincinnati winning. It almost seems like every Saturday I congratulate you, and you guys did it again. You guys went up and keep winning. So hey, you got to do that if you want to make it to the playoffs, especially with these crazy people doing the ranking. Just win them all. Win them all from now on. You put your money on the Bearcats last night. I throw my hands up and they say there, because all we do is win. But don't give me a little win. Hey, I that's my team this year. My Gator team, you guys know, is doing terrible. So I'm rooting for somebody like Cincinnati, somebody that hasn't been there in the playoffs in a long time, to actually win, and surprise some of these other guys. So I'm going for you guys. Oklahoma for Matthew. Donald is picking Oklahoma. Boris is picking Oklahoma. Everybody's saying Oklahoma like who is in the Nashville Mafia that says like that? Oklahoma. All right. So my mom is going with Baylor on this one again. She's picking some of the home teams here. So I'm going to pick Oklahoma. I'm definitely going to go with Oklahoma. I think that, again, they find a way to win. They have done that. This new quarterback that they changed to is doing amazing. And I just think they find a way to win. It might be a close game. It might be down to the last second. But they have found a way to win. And I think they continue to find a way to win. All right, Georgia and Tennessee. One of the big spreads here. Georgia is favored to win by 20 points. Georgia's 9-0. You guys know they haven't lost. Tennessee is 5-4. But it's in Tennessee. And if you guys saw the Tennessee and Kentucky game, Tennessee is a really good team. This is not going to be a walk on the park for Georgia, especially because it's in Tennessee. I'll be surprised if anybody pick Tennessee on this one. I mean, it will be really a big upset. Hey, crazier things have happened. There's a game, I forgot the year, that Tennessee won on the last second by throwing the ball a Hail Mary, and somebody caught it in the end zone, and that's how they won. So that could happen. I would not be surprised at all if we have a crazy game. But my mom is picking Georgia. Street Glide Piper is picking Georgia. Hello there. Steph is picking Georgia. Donald says that they will cover, means that they will win by more than 20 points. And Georgia, but they will not make the spread. Matthew, I'm with Matthew. I think Georgia wins, but it is a lot closer than that. I'm picking Georgia. Both my mom and I are in sync with this one. We are picking Georgia. That could mean that Tennessee wins. And that would be very interesting, of course. All right. Hello, yeah. Street Glider Piper. I don't know if you've been here before, but if you haven't, welcome to the chat. You know, everybody is super friendly here. I hope you make some new friends. And if you have been here before and I forgot, I'm sorry. I have a bad memory for sure. All right. So next game, Purdue and Ohio State. For you guys that have been watching the college football, you know Purdue has been the giant killer. They've been winning some games they're not supposed to win. They've been messing up my predictions. And they play Ohio State. And this game is in Ohio State. Purdue is 6-3. Ohio State is 8-1. And let me tell you, you know, this Big Ten is a big mess. A lot of people have chances to win on both sides. So every game is really important. Who do you guys like? Let's see. Oh, so you've been here once. Okay, great, awesome. I'll remember now. I'll remember because you have a cool name, Street Glide Piper. I love it. So home win for Oklahoma State. Oh, you're already way far over there, Boris. We're still here. Ohio State and Purdue. It's probably very small, so you can't read it. But this is Ohio State 8-1. This is Purdue 6-3. Ohio State. Oh, Steph is picking Purdue. Well, there you go, Steph. You are actually with my mom on this one. She's picking Purdue to do the opposite again and be another giant killer. Let me tell you, if Purdue wins this, that's going to be pretty amazing because, you know, that will be the third team that they just completely surprise everybody by beating. So we have most people of you, except for Steph, is speaking Purdue and my mom. And Ohio State. Okay, well, guys, I can't go against Ohio State at home. The spread is 21 points. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually cover that. Purdue might probably give them a good game, but I think at the end, Ohio State is just, this is the last 3 weeks. Some of these teams like Ohio State, Alabama, I'm sure Matthew will be happy to know, they don't lose at the end here. Alabama has only one, you could call tough game left with Auburn, but I don't expect teams like that to lose. Today, Alabama is a 52-point favorite to win their game. So, those people are not going to lose at all. All right, moving on here to Maryland. I might move this a little closer so you guys can see it. Let's see, Maryland and Michigan State. Maryland is a 5-4. The quarterback is Tua's brother, and Michigan State is 8-1. And Michigan State is a 12-point favorite to win. Like I said before, they actually beat Michigan, and even though they're ranked lower, and they're playing at Michigan State. Maryland, it is a good team. It has a good offense. Michigan is not very good at stopping the pass and the receivers. So Tua's brother could potentially give him a little scare here and put a lot of points. Who you guys like? I see Spartans, and Spartans. All right, bunch of Spartans picking to win this game. Me too. My mom picked that one. My mom is going with the Spartans. I'm going with the Spartans. They're at home. Again, they are a good team. They're a top 6, top 5 team. I don't think Maryland can do it. Maybe they'll scare them a little bit, but at the end, it should be Michigan, and they might cover that. They might win by 3 touchdowns. Actually, I'm predicting a 3 touchdown wins instead of just 12 points. So, all right, everybody picked Michigan. So we're definitely gonna be surprised if Maryland wins this one. All right, next one. This is very important. It has a lot of implications. I'm sure Matthew there could tell you that Texas is one of the teams that could win the conference. They beat Alabama. If Alabama loses to Auburn, then Texas ends up being the winner, of course. Texas has to win all their games from now on. And that's not an easy task to do in the SEC. Today, they play Ole Miss. They're 7-2, both of them. They play in Ole Miss. Texas is only a 2.5 favorite point to win. Texas is number 11. Ole Miss is number 15. Let me tell you, on paper, Texas should kill Ole Miss, but this is going to be a lot closer than what people think. My mom, she's picking Texas A&M to win this game. Who you guys think is going to win? Being Ohio, you don't say the M word. Yeah, I know. I was there for the Columbus show, and they told me about that. Sam is picking A&M. Good pick there, Sam. Steph is picking Ole Miss. A lot of Texas A&M. Yeah, Texas A&M. Street Glider Piper. Sorry, I my handwriting is terrible, but yeah, that's Texas A&M. A&M, Ole Miss is just guessing, but Ole Miss just because of better quarterback. Yeah, Boris has a point. Ole Miss has the quarterback that at the beginning of the year, he was a Heisman candidate. They do have a good quarterback. They do have a good offense. And they're at home. Donald says TEMU close, but really close. Well, guess what? I'm going against my mom on this one. I'm picking up. This is one of the upsets I'm picking this week. I think Ole Miss completely messes up Texas A&M chances of going and winning the SEC West. It will be a close game, but at the end, the home team is gonna win, and everybody's gonna be surprised by this one. I'm going against my mom on that one, but I feel pretty confident Ole Miss is gonna pull it off at home. All right. Yeah. All right. So we have Steph, Street Glider, Piper, and myself are the only ones going with Ole Miss. Everybody else is going with Texas A&M. Very good picks. I mean, this is really this is a flip of a coin kind of game. It's really going to be really hard to predict. It should be a good game, though. If you guys want to watch a good game, that should be a good game. It's at 7 p.m. on ESPN. If you guys don't see the times here, I forgot to call them out. This Michigan is going to be at 12 on ABC. Oklahoma and Baylor, 12 on Fox. Georgia and Tennessee, 3:30 on CBS. Purdue, Ohio State, 3:30 on ABC. All these are Eastern times. Maryland is at 4 on Fox. This one, starting the night games. Texas and A&M at Ole Miss is at 7 ESPN. And now we have TCU and Oklahoma State. This should be this should be an easy win for Oklahoma State, but you never know. I put it up here because again, it has to do a lot with these three teams that are trying to win. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. I like Oklahoma State at home. My mom likes Oklahoma State at home. They're 12-point favorite. How about you guys? Who you guys like? TCU for the heartbreaking upset. It could happen. It could happen. Oklahoma State. If this was in TCU, I might be inclined to pick an upset here. Just the fact that it's in Oklahoma State and it's again such an important game for them. I find it hard for TCU to actually beat them this time, but let's see if anybody picks TCU. Only Donald. Everybody else is picking Oklahoma State. Well, my mom picked Oklahoma State. I'm picking Oklahoma State. I'm with her on this one. I think that I'll be very surprised if TCU wins that game. But again, it's at 8 o'clock at night. There might not be a lot of other games going on at that time. That made me want to watch at least at the beginning and see if Oklahoma State don't start kind of running up the score. If not, then just switch it to something else that might be more exciting. And Boris says they'll cover the spread. I think so. I think that Oklahoma State will cover the spread. Again, I think that it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a blowout. I could be wrong, but I think it's gonna be a blowout for sure. All right, Sailor Piperman. Buenos días desde Puerto Rico. Sailor Piperman is in Puerto Rico. He has great content. If you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, he's in YouTube, he's in Facebook. He's a cool cat. So definitely hello to Sailor Piperman. Do you watch college football there? I remember when I lived in Puerto Rico, I hated football because I didn't understand it, and I hated that it was in all the channels on Saturdays and Sundays. But of course, once I understood it, then now I love it, and that's all. I can have a whole day watching football, and I really enjoy it. All right, Oregon. Here we go. Boys already speaking Oregon by a lot. They play Washington State. Washington State is 5-4. Oregon is 8-1. They're a 14-point favorite to win. They're at 10:30 p.m. This is one of those games that after the day is done, you can just sit, relax, and watch. 10:30. They're usually pretty fun. They're usually pretty high scoring. Oregon, they have the grant to have a different uniform for every game. So it's always neat to see what uniform they're gonna create for this game. Washington State is actually a good team. It's not gonna be an easy game. They might cover the spread. They might not. Usually, some of these night games are usually pretty competitive. So I think it's gonna be a close game. Boris says they're gonna win by a lot. Steph says Oregon's gonna win by a lot. Donald thinks it's close. Matthew speaking the Ducks, and Street Glider Piper says that Oregon is gonna rout the other team. Well, I'm gonna have to agree with my mom on this one. I'm gonna go with Oregon again. Be very surprised if they lose at home with all that is at stake. They are the number 3 team, and which is interesting. Usually the ranking committee, they don't like to rank the Pacific teams very high at all. And they get left out, but they're ranked number 3, so they need to win. They can't afford to lose. Any loss, they're out. They're not going to consider them at all. Even if they win their conference, they wouldn't care. They're not going to put a 2-loss team in the playoffs from the Pacific for sure. So we have pretty much a consensus here. Oregon, nobody's picking Washington State. So we'll see. Here I am in disagreement with my mom in 1, 2, 3, 4 games. So actually, half and half. So we'll see who wins this time. I called her this morning and said, hey, you gotta give me your picks here, because you beat me last Sunday, and I gotta beat you this time. So I think our picks are pretty good, actually, I think my picks are pretty good too. So we'll just see who wins. Another game to mention, and this could be an upset alert, is Notre Dame. I don't know if any of you are Notre Dame fans, but they play Virginia. Notre Dame has only lost 1 game. Virginia does not have a very good record at all, but they're playing in Virginia. So that could be an upset alert. Most people obviously are picking Notre Dame, but don't be surprised. Virginia, I think, is the quarterback that was hurt, and if he can come back and be full 100%, there's a chance that they can give Notre Dame a scare. And of course, they're playing at home. So if I were to write an upset alert here this week, it will be that one: Notre Dame versus Virginia at Virginia. Well, guys, I missed you guys last week. Glad that you guys joined me. Donald says Notre Dame will squeak out a win. Well, let me tell you, that's what they've been doing. They find a way. The experts have picked them to lose almost. Even myself, I picked them to lose many times, and they have found a way to win. And that just, I don't think they've been playing that great this year. But they find a way to win. That's all it counts. The same with Oklahoma. That's what they were doing. Now, with the change of quarterbacks, they're a different team. Same with Ohio. They lost at the beginning, earlier in the year, but they're a different team. So those 1 losses like that, they don't mean a lot, really. So I think that Ohio is one of my picks to make the playoffs this year. Their toughest game is going to be the ones against the Michigan, but we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what we predict on those games for sure. Yeah, Street Glider Piper, Notre Dame has been struggling lately. Yeah, so the Irish will grind a W. Yeah, I forgot what the spread was, but that might be one to look at the spread, because. Yeah, the spread is only 6.5 points for Notre Dame to beat Virginia. So that tells you something, you know. Notre Dame is the number 9 team in the nation. Virginia is not even ranked, even though they're 6-3. And for them to be less than a touchdown favorites tells you that even the experts think that Notre Dame has a big chance of losing this game, for sure. Other important games are North Carolina State and Wake Forest. Again, ACC. The ACC is a mess, really. I don't think anybody from the ACC is gonna make the playoffs, no matter what they do, no matter if they win the championship. But here we have, Wake Forest and NC State trying to go in for it. That game, I can tell you can flip a coin. Anybody can win that game. I don't think there's any favorite. Wake Forest is a 2-point favorite, which means nothing, even though they're playing at home. If I had to pick a winner on that one, I would say Wake Forest. But again, Wake Forest disappointed me last week, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Paul the Piper's in the house. Send some YTPC love to Lady Fire. I will let her know that you send her some love. And Paul, thanks for joining us here. Donald says NC State because of defense. Yeah, I can see it going either way. We're talking about NC State is number 16 and Wake Forest number 12. Their records are very similar, 7-2, 8-1. This is anybody's game. I told you when I see that, I try to go with the home team. But again, it's anybody's game here in the ACC. And like I said, no matter who wins, I guarantee you they're not gonna be put in the 4-team playoffs at all. No matter who wins in the ACC, they're just not seen as a powerful conference this year at all. So. But that's it. That's it for the games. Any other games you guys were interested in me covering? My Gators, I'm not even talking about them. Hopefully they'll win. But they have just disappointed the whole season, really. This means they're probably going to get a new coach or offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. They probably change the whole thing because with the team that they have, there was no excuse for them losing all the games they have lost. It has been pretty much embarrassing. Hello, Sharon. Yeah, NC State. Everybody's picking NC State versus Wake Forest. I think it's going to be a very close game again. Another one to watch if you want to see something close. It comes at 7:30 at night. So again, if this game here is a blowout, you have the Texas and the Wake Forest game to watch because they might be a lot more interesting. Yeah. Let's see. I don't think there's any other games. Pittsburgh won. That's another one that's there in the ACC. I think Pittsburgh is one of the best teams, actually, on that side, in my opinion. But we'll see. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to try to see you next Saturday, same time, around, it's been almost 9:15, 9:30 by the time I get everything set up. So don't be sad if you don't see me right at 9. It takes me a little bit to get up, to get going Saturday mornings for sure. But Gophers will upset Iowa. You know what? Iowa has just been losing ever since they had that first loss. They've just been going down. So I would not be surprised if they get upset by the Gophers. Another team that's doing actually really good is Wisconsin. I wish they would have figured it out earlier in the year. They still have a chance. I mean, this is how it goes. Even though you could have a worse record overall, but in the conference, if you haven't lost many in the conference, you still have a chance to win your conference or at least go to the conference championship. And Wisconsin, which is the Badgers, we have the Gophers, the Badgers. The Wisconsin is a very good team right now. They're favored to win over Northwestern by a lot. The spread is huge. Let me see if I can see it here. So if you guys, any of you are Wisconsin fans, let me tell you, they're playing great right now. It's a 12 o'clock game, in ESPN2. They're a 24.5-point favorite to win over Northwestern. They're ranked number 18. I think, now is when they're actually starting to understand their offense, and they always had a great defense. So that's a great team. So go Force. All right, guys. Well, unless you have any other team you want to discuss, that will be it. I'm wearing my Broncos t-shirt today because in fantasy football, I need them to do well. I need the running back, I think it's Devontae Williams or something like that, Williams, to do well for me in fantasy. So I'm wearing the Broncos. I'm already ready for tomorrow for some of my fantasy football stuff to happen. I haven't been able to get here in the morning. I wish I could do something on Sundays too for the other football, but sometimes it's just a lot. But thanks for that, guys, joining me. Thanks, Street Glider Piper. I remember you now. Next time, we'll see you Saturday around 9:15. Let's call it 9:15 next Saturday. We'll go live and we'll talk about what happened. If my mom beat me or I you know what? I'm predicting I might get all of them right this time. How about that? I'm gonna go 100%. I'm gonna win every single game I predicted. Maybe one. I'm worried about this one, about the Texas one, but I feel pretty confident about my other picks. We'll see. See you guys next time. Again, thanks for joining us. Thank you, Donald, for covering me last week, and have a blessed rest of the weekend. Bye, guys.